Hi James.
Hello, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Happy to be
Okay.
here talking with you.
Okay, yeah, me too. Thank you. So today I would like to ask you a few questions around uh say a programmer's career path.
Mm-hmm.
And because as I know, we have been in the IT sector for years, and you travel a lot around the world, Vietnam, Southeast Asia, and so on, and taking a lot of nice photos.
Mm.
So, yeah, is that right?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad you like my photos.
Yeah, okay. So, and my first question is, can you share with us how you can manage, you can have such a freedom life? How can you make money on the move?
Yeah. Well, I think we have an advantage right now that we programmers especially and everybody who works with computers and in the internet, well, it's a great
Yeah.
tool, right? So
Yes.
we're connected to the whole world. So that allows us to really be free of having to be in an office, right?
Yes.
One of the ways I do, well, first of all, I've been working as a programmer in the IT sector for over 10 years now. And thankfully,
Okay,
I
that's
had some contacts that I kept in touch with after I started traveling. And thanks to them, I've been able to get more projects constantly, and
oh,
just making sure that I deliver on time. It's basically an
that's great.
office. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay, so you have a portfolio of existing clients, right? So
yes,
they,
exactly. And
yeah.
also it gives me an advantage the fact that if you're traveling, I can come to places like here in Vietnam, for example, that I've been here for 2 years now,
Oh, that's good.
and
Yeah.
being in one place for a longer time, it allows me as well to meet people and locals
Ah,
with they're trying to open businesses or old businesses that need some sort of programming project, right? So that's it. Another option as well I have, just talking to people basically and offering my skills.
okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So, why you were in Laos and now you are in Vietnam? Apart from projects coming from existing customer in the US and Europe, do you get more customers in Vietnam or Laos
Ye-
or in Southeast Asia?
Yes, I've actually been working with a couple of small businesses here in Hanoi.
Oh, that's
Um,
great. Yeah.
yeah, developing basic websites and things like CRMs as well for content management.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's great.
I've also worked in Laos for a little bit as well in Luang Prabang. Same thing, just doing websites mainly. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thanks for very nice, for interesting, information. So mm, my second question is, regarding, I mean, the nature of IT job, because I also got some years in the IT sector, working
Hmm.
for an outsourcing, software outsourcing company. Where we build apps and website, WordPress, maybe yeah,
Hmm.
WordPress, yeah, and also Magento and
Okay.
Magento and Drupal, yeah, and
Hmm.
yeah, product for clients in globally in the US, UK, in property sector, in the financial sector, health care, and so on. Um,
Hmm.
but I see my developers. That time we worked very hard. I see them working very hard, and
Yeah.
we stay late in the office. We sleep in the office quite often. Every time project goes
Mm.
live, and even customer also stay with us. Yeah. So, And even though our developers don't make much money, just around
Yeah.
500 to 1,000 US dollars for
Hmm.
developers of 1 year and 1 year to 5 year experience. So
Yeah.
so Mike, that's a scenario. So that's the situation in Vietnam. Even it's still true now. So do you have
Hmm.
information for that in the US or in the UK? Or so how I mean how compare the rate
Yeah. Well,
or with Vietnam? Yeah.
for example, in the U.S., for a junior developer, a junior developer is somebody that just graduated from university and has,
Okay.
like you say, 1 to 5 years of experience, maybe,
Yeah.
working in the field, right? A developer
Yes.
like that might be earning around, depends on the area as well, but an average of maybe $4,000 each month.
Oh. Oh, really?
Uh,
That's huge
yeah, yeah,
difference. Yeah, huge difference.
it's a huge
Yeah.
difference. You gotta take into
Okay.
consideration as well the fact that the U.S. is more expensive, right, in terms of living and
Yeah, sure.
paying for rent and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
in the end as well, you will see it's not so different from the States to Vietnam in terms of developers sleeping at the office and
Yeah.
when the deadlines come, I guess it's something that everybody does all around the world. I mean, it's part of the job. But yeah, the wages are definitely higher in the U.S.
Yeah.
Other places, for example, I spent some time in Mexico as well. And
Yes.
in Mexico, for the same kind of experience for a junior developer, they might be earning between, I don't know, $700 to up to $1,500.
So it's not
After,
so
yeah,
different from Vietnam rate,
not,
right?
not so different from Vietnam. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, but how about the quality? Because frankly, I don't see I haven't seen many developers from Mexico or I mean other countries like Latin America, Latin
Yeah.
America.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the quality of life and all that comes with more experience, right? Especially
Yeah.
once you pass that threshold of 1 to 5 years of experience and you get more, let's say, 10 years of experience, right? You it
Yeah.
depends as well on the field you're specializing. You can see programmers, especially working for, let's say, financial technologies, right? Working with banks,
Yes.
working with any sort of financial system. You can
Yes.
see them earning up to $30,000 a month, earning around $300,000 each year, which is a
That's in
lot of money.
okay. That's in Mexico or in the U.S.
No, I'm talking about the U.S. Yeah, Mexico is,
Okay.
is the wages are hard to raise as well, but in the
Ah,
U.S.
ah,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have Silicon Valley there, right, and all the startups out
okay.
there. So really, a lot of big money is happening there.
Yes, yeah, yeah. A lot of startups and yeah, sure. That's great. So do you think do you think for developers in Vietnam or maybe I mean outside the US on
Mhm.
outside Europe because traveling
Mhm.
to the US or Europe also is very hard. I mean, it's not easy thing to do, right? And to
Yeah, of
apply,
course.
yeah. And also, even when you are there, you have to pay for a lot of cost. You just said, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
do you think we can stay here, developers, Vietnamese developers, or can still stay in Vietnam and try to get clients in the US? I mean, good developers in Vietnam or
Yeah. Yeah.
in Southeast Asia try to get clients in the US or in Europe and try to get similar rate as they are paying
Well,
for local developers. How do you think?
yeah. I think it it all depends of everybody's um, what do you say? It depends on our own personal ambitions, right? But speaking
Yeah.
from a personal perspective, I think being able to be here in Vietnam, where the cost of living is way cheaper compared to places like Europe or the States, it
Yes.
gives us a very good opportunity for competing against other developers in the US. For
Yes.
example, if a developer in the US is earning $50 an hour, right?
Yes.
Those $50 an hour, they go towards paying for their taxis, which are very expensive, or paying for the bus, or paying for a car that is very expensive, plus,
Yes.
eating and living and all that. But
Yes.
since we're here in Vietnam, it gives us a business advantage, I guess, where you
Yes.
don't maybe earn $50 an hour, but you can ask for, let's say, $25. And I think I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly of how much a developer is earning per hour here in Vietnam, right? But I would assume $25 would be a very good salary for somebody living here in Vietnam, right?
Oh,
Especially
okay,
if
that's
you're
great.
working eight hours a day, you're earning $25 an hour.
Yes.
And that gives you enough to have a very good life without even leaving your country. Of course, maybe you might want to leave the country to experience a different culture, right? Which is great as well.
Yes.
But then everybody has to answer these questions of what they want to do with their lives and what do they want to do with their careers. It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard to get a job online without people trusting you and without people knowing
Yes.
that you're able to do a job, right?
Yes.
But I think now we have tools like Slack, for example, or
Yes.
Asana, these sort of programs that are made for specifically for companies that are working with people all over the world, and it's not that hard to get that sort of job. It's just basically
Yes.
being able to show your portfolio to a company and then tell them, hey, I can do
Yes.
this. I'm the guy you need, and I will save you money that I need. And I
Yes.
don't know. I think we being here specifically in Vietnam, now that I've been here for 2 years, I see it as an advantage more than as a disadvantage.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great tip. I think my developers maybe will be very happy if they hear that they can get $25 per hour. If just so yeah, they are happy and clients in US also happy, right? Because the price is just half of the local rate, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. And I don't know. You tell me if you think $25 an hour here in Vietnam is good, right?
it's very good already. Yeah, I think so because
Yeah.
my yeah, it's very good because you see, I just said on average, developer is getting around 500 to $1,000 yeah per month.
A month.
So yeah, so if they can get every day they can they work for less than 4 hours, let's say 4 hours, and plus 25 dollars per hour, so you get around $100 uh,
Exactly.
per day already. So that's huge.
Into what, 30 thirty
Yeah,
dollars for a full
huge money
hour,
for
full day, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a big difference. You're earning almost three times the amount of
yeah,
money that you get paid with a normal company here.
yeah. I think we our developers here maybe, I mean for average developers maybe happy with uh around 10 and 15, between 10 and 15,
Yeah,
$15 per hour.
even and that's a very safe way to start getting into the startup business, especially. Um,
Yes,
a lot of these startups, they are searching for workers that are not in the states because they know they have to pay a lot of money to the people who are being hired in the states, right? Specifically,
yes,
I work currently working, for example, I'm currently working with a company from San Francisco, and we were
yes,
developing an app, right? But the
yes,
whole team is outside of the U.S. the only guys that are living in the U.S. and being hired in the U.S. is the CEO of the company, which, which makes sense, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe some interns and a couple and one programmer. All the other members of the team are based
Yeah.
either in Latin America or here in Asia.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. Like you say, it's a connected world now. So,
It-
yeah, maybe just need a very key person in the US, and the rest of the team can be in yeah, in Southeast Asia or in India or right. So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
yes, save a
Exactly.
lot of cost. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, thanks for the information. I think yeah, that's very motivating information. I think I will tell our developers here to try to get
I
such
ho- I
opportunity.
hope they get the motivation. It's a matter of just trying. I guess I know it sounds cliche, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
definitely is just a matter of trying, right? It's taking a risk, and the worst thing is that you're not spending anything. You're literally just sending emails and introducing yourself to people.
yes, yeah. Okay, I think I can yeah I can how say I can advise them how to send an email, but
Mm-hmm.
how to send clients demo code is
Yeah,
their job,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And it, sure, and I think the developers may get advice from you. Is that
I would
okay?
love to share everything I know. I would love to share it with your developers.
Okay, and we have we have ladies, very some ladies coding very hard in our office. I think I should
Oh,
ask
really?
them to
There's
contact you also. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that would be fantastic too.
Yeah. Okay. So of course, I agree with you that yeah can get that kind of opportunities in the US. I mean outside Vietnam.
Hmm.
But of course, it's not easy, right? We have to show
No,
our talent, our competency, our coding
exactly.
competence like that, and show yeah experience. Coding must be
And
clean, right? Something like
clean
that.
code, being
Yeah.
able to adapt is very important. Things,
Yes.
companies and startups are very fast paced.
Yeah.
Because when you're, I mean, you must probably know, right? When you're developing an app, things change fast, and then there's a lot of competition. So you have to build new things. You have to expand your code. You have to expand the features of your app. So it's
Yes.
a pretty fast-paced environment, which is fun and it's very
Yes.
rewarding. But you have to be ready for it, and you have to be, especially for example, as well, if you're working in an international team where
Yes.
everybody has different time schedules and stuff like that. You have to be
Yeah.
ready to, today, yeah, I'll work 3 days, 3 hours a day, but I have to work those 3 hours at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and up to
Yeah.
1 a.m. in the morning, right? So it definitely got its pros and cons.
You mean the time zone?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
time
I
zone
mean, it's
thing.
one of the
Yeah.
exactly the difference in time zones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, it's good to be in a multicultural team, and I think I have been in that situation. I think that's nice. So we talk with, yeah,
Hmm.
meeting different guys from different corner of the world, and yeah, we have a different stories, and that's very nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, learn a lot of experience, and also become more how to say globalized like that, and
Yes, exactly.
okay. So, back to the question, do you think what developers need to be prepared for? I mean, Vietnamese developers to get such an opportunity. I mean, yeah, get a
What do they
project.
need? You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. What they need to prepare for? I mean, to get project, to win bidding from global clients. What developers
Well,
need to get prepared for. Do you
well,
understand?
something that is
Okay.
something, yeah, yeah, something that is very important is definitely having a good understanding of English, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, right.
bas-
That's the first thing. Yeah.
that's the first thing because English is the
Yeah.
language of the internet,
Yes.
and every single coworker, every single client, every single whoever you want to speak on the internet, they
Yes.
not everybody, right? But at least the ones,
Yes.
the clients the people we're interested in, they will have to speak English as well. So the better you're able to express yourself
Yes.
in English and express your ideas, the
Yes.
the better you'll be prepared to get these projects and these clients because it's easier for them to understand you first of all, and for you to
Yes.
understand them as well. You are
Yes.
able to understand their needs. You're able to understand the things they're looking for, and they're able
Yes.
to understand your ideas, which is very very important as well. Being able to come up with ideas and I guess not being afraid of telling what you're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
one
Okay.
of one of the things I like the most about working with international teams is the fact that if they hire you, it's
Yeah.
because they know you're a professional, right? And they
Yeah.
understand and they know that you know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if they're
Understand.
hiring you, you're the professional. It's like they're hiring a doctor, right? If you hire a
Yeah.
doctor, you're not going to question the doctor that tells you, "Hey, you're sick. You need this."
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
the same thing for a programmer. If they hire a programmer, they know
Ah.
this specific programmer knows what he or she is doing. So
Okay.
it's good because they allow you to challenge them and question their whatever they're saying, and it's not like, I don't know how it works here in Vietnam. But for example, in some places where the boss says something and nobody can question him, right? Even though maybe he's wrong because he doesn't know better.
Yes.
And you're the employee, you're his employee, so you cannot say
Yeah.
anything, and you have to
Keep silent all the time. Seems understand
exactly,
everything.
exactly, exactly. Sometimes it's comfortable, right? You don't have to think, and
Yes.
you never made mistakes as well. The mistakes is your boss's mistake, which is fine because you don't make mistakes. But then I think you don't grow as much
Yes.
professionally. So
Yes.
in this kind of teams where you're you're head to head with the boss, you're head to head with your superiors, and you're
Yes.
able to question them, and you're able to give your ideas and exercise your skills in
Yes.
different ways. I think it's another thing that can that helps you in your career in the future.
Well, yeah, I think that's great comment, great information. I think I agree with you that developers, I see them in our company also, and even not only developers, but even me and my friend, our Vietnamese in general. I mean, yeah, who belong to the old generation. I don't
Hmm.
understand. Yeah, I don't know how about the younger generation now, but for old generation, so yeah, they they are quite how say yeah, they not so open uh to to criticize, to argue. I mean, I not criticize, to ask, to share, or to argue, of course,
Hmm.
constructively. Yeah,
Hmm.
in a discussion, and
Hmm.
I'm not sure because of their style, working style, or because they cannot speak English, or I mean, or they cannot, they are not confident to express their ideas. So, but I agree
Yeah.
with you that yeah. So when working with international team, we should learn a lot of these things from them, and
Hmm.
not only coding skills, right? But learn
Yes,
from
exactly.
learn soft skills, learn a code of conduct like that, right? Learn
Exactly.
international business, and it's like people on the same page, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, so okay, I will tell this. So, but in order to be like that, the first thing is need to communicate, right? Communicate.
Be able to communicate. Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So that means have to speak English, and apart from coding well, coding clean,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, have to speak English, and also, and in my company, I once see a case, where some developers they don't know English, so they
Mhm.
command the code. They command the code, or they use
Mhm.
the parameters, or yeah, all in Vietnamese. You understand?
Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think that's
what what
one of
what what? Sorry.
so do you think that's one of not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I understand if the project you're doing is gonna end up only being used in Vietnam, it it kind of makes sense to use Vietnamese, right? But
So they use
but
variables like that, parameters,
yeah,
variables. Yeah.
but naming variables, naming all these documents and everything, I think it
Yes.
should be done in English. First of all,
Yes.
because it's a practice, right? The more you practice to name
Yes.
uh, your whatever you're naming in the same way every single time, the better you
Yeah.
become at doing that, right? And naming conventions, and I can
Yes.
assure you that naming conventions are one
Yeah.
of the most useful things you can learn as a
Yes.
programmer, as a designer, as
Yes.
anybody who's involved in any sort of technological project. Naming conventions are key to the success of a team because
Yes.
that's the only way everybody can understand, right? If you
Yes.
don't follow any sort of naming
Yeah.
conventions,
Right.
then you have to try to interpret whatever somebody else meant, right? By
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
No
important. It's
rules.
so important.
No rules. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
If nobody has rules and everybody's just doing whatever they want, it's a mess. It's a
Yes.
mess like no
Yes.
one else. And the problem is, if it works, it's fine, right? If it works,
Yes.
nobody will notice your mistake
Yeah.
and nobody will notice the lack of naming conventions. But as soon as you have one bug and you have to go back to somebody else's code that he wrote, I don't know, 5 years ago, and you're like, oh wow, what what is this? Right? And
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
you spend more time trying to decipher. It's like a I don't know, cryptic code, I guess, right? Like in the
Yes.
times of war, you're trying to send this secret meaning. I don't know, just be clear with your naming conventions, and people will be able
Yes.
to understand it.
Yes. And so this is very bad for I mean the following developers who look into the document and try to figure out what it is. Maybe
Yeah,
he will
and
say
and even
shit and fuck all the time, right? He get angry. I mean.
exactly. And even yourself, you're doing yourself a disfavor because I can tell you I've done this. I can tell you because I know I've done these mistakes as well
Yeah.
in the past, and I still do
Yeah.
them today. But like
Okay.
for example, when I first built my first websites, I would make so many weird decisions in code. And then when I tried to change my own website, the website I designed and programmed by myself, nobody else touched it. And I don't understand how the fuck did I did it?
Yes.
Man.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay. So again, English, right? Speak English, and
everything
so
comes down to English, yeah.
yeah, so to be into the team, right? To be engaged into
Exactly.
the with the team. Okay. So I think on behalf of developers, maybe I am today I just ask you some question, but we still have a lot of questions, but maybe leave it for next time. And James,
Okay.
yeah, because time is quite up. So thank you very much for yeah, sharing today, and yeah, hope to see you soon on next discussion. Thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our next interview. Have a good
Okay.
day, you.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good day. You too. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.